What it do, people? It's your boy Leveled Head back with another video. It's been a minute since I've done a personal video that doesn't have anything to do with the podcast me and my boy Mr. L Live got going, Live and Leveled Gamers podcast. Also, I've been doing a few unboxings, and that's pretty much all I've been doing. So I felt compelled and motivated to do this video due to a few things that have taken place on my Twitter page. If y'all don't follow me on Twitter, follow me at Leveled Head Game. That's twitter.com/leveledheadgame. No R on the end. I always say that because you might want to put Level Head Gamer, but I don't have my Twitter page under Level Head Gamers, under Level Head Game. So anyway, I felt compelled to do this because of a few little things that transpired on my Twitter page. We kind of touched on this in the podcast on the topic of journalistic integrity, where we was talking about the integrity and the accountability that a professional journalist is supposed to abide by, a creed that they're supposed to walk suspect to. We talked about that, we dealt with that, but I wanted to go a little bit deeper into this on a personal note. Now, let me get this out right now. Personally, I have no issue with no journalist, professional journalist, gaming journalist, whatever. I'm gaming journalist because I'm isolating gaming professional journalists. I have no issue with none of these people. I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's Marcus Beer. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if it's Rich of IGN or Greg Miller or whoever. You know, I don't have no personal issue with these people. Hip Hop Gamer, Torrance Davis, all these individuals. Now I can name a whole bunch of more, but I'm just gonna leave it there. Even down to the analyst Michael Pachter. I have no issue with these people. My qualm, my plight is with the fact that you claim to be a professional journalist or a professional analyst. That's where my issue with a lot of these guys, not all of these guys that I named, but a few of these guys that I named, that's where my issue come in. So I don't care if, on a personal note, you have a preference for, let's say, with like Hip Hop Gamer has a preference for the PlayStation brand. Don't have no issue with that. None whatsoever. I don't have no issue if a journalist has a preference for PC, or a journalist have a preference for Microsoft brand, Xbox brand, I mean. No problem with that. The problem comes in when you allow your preference to compromise and endanger fair and balanced judgment. You allow your prejudice, your preference to compromise your judgment and your balance on how you see things with the other two companies. Meaning, if you like Sony, then you allow your love for Sony to compromise your judgment when it comes to Nintendo and Microsoft. And you are under the banner of professional gaming journalists. I have a problem with that. Not a problem with you. Not a problem with the fact that you like Sony or you like Microsoft or you like Nintendo. I have a problem with you allowing your preference to compromise fair and balanced judgment when you do your work. So, I looked up, you know what I'm saying, this right here before you, dealing with the Society of Professional Journalists. And this covers all journalists, news journalists, gaming journalists, movie journalists, whatever you do. If you claim to be a professional journalist, you have a code of ethics that you're supposed to abide by. You know what I'm saying? Now, in this first thing, it says, members of the Society of Professional Journalists believe that public enlightenment is the forerunner of justice and the foundation of democracy. Yes, that's what it says, people. The duty of the journalist is to further those ends by seeking truth, key, and providing fair, key, and comprehensive, key accounts of events and issues. Now you see that. I didn't write that. This is the Society of Professional Journalists Code of Ethics. So right off the top, you're supposed to be truthful, you're supposed to be fair, and you're supposed to be comprehensive. Now, if you claim to be a professional journalist, you're supposed to seek the truth and report it. So, you're not here to twist the truth to make what you like seem better than anything else. You are only here to report the truth, no matter how the truth is, how it spans, how it spins. You're supposed to report the truth. So if you like Sony, if you like Microsoft, if you like Nintendo, and you claim to be a professional journalist, you are not supposed to allow your preference to compromise the truth. I didn't write that. I didn't write that. Did I write that? The level head write that? No, I didn't. So you're supposed to be accurate in your information. You're supposed to study to show yourself approved. Now I know that's a Bible principle, but it's a principle nonetheless. You're supposed to study to show yourself approved, right? You're not supposed to be lying and twisting stuff to make things more pleasant for the company you love. You're supposed to minimize the harm. Ethical journalists treat sources, subjects, and colleagues as human beings deserving of respect. Okay, I'm a human being. I like Nintendo. You like to only cover certain things that you like. As a professional journalist, you're supposed to be fair across the board. You're not supposed to use your platform in a way that harms or offends the people who listen to you. Now, if it's the truth, it's the truth. And if the truth offend you, the truth offend you. But you're not supposed to be going out your way to create an atmosphere of mockery or, you know what I'm saying, teasing or poking fun at this group because of what they like, and because that's not what you like, and you over here and you on this, you want to act as if you can, you know, you want to make fun of them because that gives you more views or that gets you more hits as a journalist. But you're a professional journalist. You don't supposed to act this way. So you're supposed to minimize the harm. Even though you might have to report something negative on Nintendo, you might have to report something negative on Sony, you might have to report something negative on Microsoft, you're supposed to do it in a respectful way that it minimizes any harm, any offense that may come to any person listening to you. Report that. Now, nobody should be getting offended over, you know what I'm saying, video games. At the end of the day, that's kind of silly, but I can see people getting offended when it comes down to biased journalists and biased accounts and biased news. You know what I'm saying? That, you know what I'm saying, is a little bit overly tainted, overly compromised when it's delivered. I can understand that. So you're supposed to show compassion. You're supposed to make sure that you're doing this in a professional manner. Act independently. Journalists should be free of obligations to any interest other than the public right to know. First thing it says is avoid conflicts of interest. And this is the main problem with gaming journalists. They're conflicted. They have conflicting interests. They're too bought into one particular company or one particular developer or one particular system. They're conflict. That's why their judgment is compromised. If you putting too much love, showing too much attention to one particular company, right? Let's say Sony. I use Sony as an example. You love Sony. You gung-ho Sony, pro Sony. But you operate under the banner of professional journalists. You can't create a situation of a conflict of interest. You got to stay balanced. You got to stay neutral. But you can't stay neutral when you're allowing your preference to compromise the truth or compromise your vision or compromise your view. And you see everything through Sony first, Microsoft first, or even Nintendo first. Don't matter. You're supposed to be neutral. You should not be showing a conflict of interest. I'm like I said, I'm showing you this is something I'm doing. I'm doing this for a reason. Be accountable. Journalists are accountable to their readers, listeners, viewers, and each others. You're supposed to be accountable for what you're saying. You're supposed to be accountable for what you're not saying, what you're not covering. If you're a gaming journalist, you're supposed to cover gaming. That means all of it. That means I should see a healthy balance of all three systems on your channel if you are claiming to be a gaming journalist. I shouldn't always see Sony with a little bit of Microsoft, with a little bit of, you know what I'm saying, Nintendo, or Nintendo, and a little bit of Microsoft, a little bit of Sony. If you claim to be a gaming journalist. Now, if you're saying I'm a Sony gaming journalist, or a Microsoft gaming journalist, or a Nintendo gaming journalist, and your focus is Nintendo, your focus is Sony, your focus is Microsoft, then okay, you're fair in that. But if you say I'm a gamer, I'm a gaming journalist, I show no favoritism, I love gaming, then that should reflect in your work. Actions speak louder than words. Right? Right. Now, the proof that gaming journalists or professional gaming journalists are tainted and compromised is the fact that you can look into this YouTube community, you can look at Gaming Abroad, you can look at the division, you can look at the way each group operates with each other. That is nothing but a reflection of the people that they listen to, the professional journalists, the folks who write the articles in the gaming magazines, the way everything is screwed, the way everything is misleading, the way everything is trying to persuade you down a certain path. This is the problem with gaming. This is the problem that I see. This is the problem that causes me to call out people on Twitter, go to Game Trailers, go to GameSpot, go to, whoever else. Yeah, this is what provokes me to do that. Because to me, if you say that you are a professional journalist, you're supposed to operate with the code of ethics. I'm sorry that I expect you to seek the truth and report it. I'm sorry that I expect you to minimize the harm. I'm sorry that I expect you to act independently and not create conflicts of interest. I'm sorry that I expect you to be accountable. Don't get mad at little old levelhead because he's looking for what you claim to be. So, I'm going to jump off my rant. I went into that in a little bit more depth. Beware of Dronalist, because a Dronalist scratches all this right here. They create their own code of ethics. And the gaming community and the gaming professional journalists, a lot of them are no more than professional Dronalists. They're not journalists. They're Dronalists. They don't adhere to none of this stuff. Now you can, I don't know where I can put this down in the down there where you can find it. I can't think of what that's called right now. Descriptions. I might put a link to this down in the descriptions where you can read up on it and you can understand where your boy Levelhead be coming from when he say some of the stuff he say. But anyway, I'm about to sign out. This is your boy Levelhead. Deuces.